Chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam yena bhutale Swayam Rupakara-makyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitangscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Hey Krishna karuna sindhu dinabandho jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasadi, gaura-bhakata-vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Welcome again to our Saturday Sanga program. I don't see Daityesha for Spanish translation. So I see Mani Manjari is there, and I see Hare Krishna, and I see Keli Parayana Sevini. But I don't see our Spanish translator, Castellano translator. Let's see if he manifests, if he becomes Vyakta. We have Kavichandra with us for Polish translation. In any case, here we are, and we can proceed, shall we? With our next song from Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. We have continuing Saranagati. We're continuing with Song 2 of Bhakti-anukūl Matra Karyera Svikara. And in this song, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is describing himself, his plans for living in Godruma and engaging in devotional service there. And he's giving us details of how he is going to do that. Okay. Godruma-dhāme bhajana-anukūle māthura-śrī-nandīśvara. I have to get the rhythm here. Māthura-śrī-nandīśvara-samatule godruma-dhāme bhajana-anukūle māthura-śrī-nandīśvara-samatule tahi māha surabhi-kuñja-kut hobuň hāma sura-tat. We're just practicing. Hobuň hāma sura-tat inī-tīre tahi māha surabhi-kuñja-kut hobuň hāma sura-tat inī-tīre gaura-bhakata-priya-veśa dadhānā tilaka-tulasī-mālā-śobhamānā gaura-bhakata-priya-veśa dadhānā tilaka-tulasī-mālā-śobhamānā champaka-bakula kadamba-thāma ropato-niramibo kunja-veśa champaka-bakula kadamba-thāma ropato-niramibo kunja-veśa madhavi-malati uttabuntahe chāyā-mandapa korubuṇ-tahi madhavi-malati uttabuntahe chāyā-mandapa korubuṇ-tahi ropobuṇ-tatra kusuma-vana-rāji juti-jati-mali viraja-posaji ropobuṇ-tatra kusuma-vana-rāji juti-jati-mali viraja-posaji manche-basaubun tulasī-mahārān kīrtana-sajja tahi rakabho-ani manche-basaubun tulasī-mahārān kīrtana-sajja tahi rakabho-ani Vaishnava-jana-saha gaura-bhakata-priya-veśa. Jai Godruma Jai Gaura-bhakata-priya-veśa. Vaishnava-jana-saha gaura-bhakata-priya-veśa. Jai Godruma Jaya Gaura-bhakata-priya-veśa. Bhaktivinoda bhakti-anukūl. Jaya kunja munja sura-nadī-kūl. Bhaktivinoda bhakti-anukūl. Jaya kunja munja sura-nadī-kūl. Godruma-dhāme bhajana-anukūle. Māthura-śrī-nandīśvara-samatule. Godruma-dhāme bhajana-anukūle. Māthura-śrī-nandīśvara-samatule. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Nitai Go, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol. The translation for this song from Dasarat Sutta Prabhu, he has combined the first two verses in one translation, sort of merging, and then the first verses 3 and 4 also in one, and then 5 through 8 are in one, and then looks like there's no translation for verse 9, or maybe that's also included. Anyway, so translation for verses 1 and 2. On the banks of the celestial Ganges River, I will dwell in a cottage at surabhi-kuñja in godruma-dhāme. This land of Godruma is very conducive for performing devotional worship of the Supreme Lord, and is non-different from the sacred place called Nandagram, located in the holy district of Mathura. Okay, so godruma-dhāme, bhajana-anukūle, māthura-śrī-nandīśvara-samatule. That looks to me like it's only verse number 1 being translated. Anyway, oh, okay, yeah. Okay, translation is a little confusing, but anyway, it's interesting because, of course, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur settled in Godruma-dvīp, in what is now a place called Swarupganj, just across the Jalangi River from Sridham Mayapur. And so he's being, we can say, a bit autobiographical here. But he's speaking in the future tense, I will do this. And might be interesting to look at his biography and see when did he actually settle in Godruma-dvīp and when did he write. As far as I remember, Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote most of his songs around 1893, I think over a 2-year period. Seems like he did quite some marathon. It was around this time when he had a 2-year, what they call furlough, sort of extended vacation from his holiday from his work, which allowed him to do a lot of work, devotional activity, and especially he was traveling around Bengal, West Bengal, and establishing Namhata groups. And we are told that he established not just a handful, but something like 500 of these groups. I think what this means is that everywhere that he stopped and had a program, he did what he could to organize such a group. He would explain the process. He had a whole system that he developed with different positions, different officers. He describes himself as, because it's the Namhata, it's the Hatta, the market of the Nama, of the holy name. And he describes himself as the sweeper. It's the humble position of going around sweeping, cleaning. But of course, there's a deeper meaning there because he saw himself also as establishing the purity of the program. So he would establish the purity by especially writing these songs, which are all for teaching purposes, for didactic purposes. So godruma-dhāme, and he sees it as Dhamma, of course, Navadvip Dham, and he wrote his Navadvip Dham Mahatmya, glorifying the entire Navadvip area and relating it to Vraja Dham, Vrindavan Dham. And here he's saying, Māthura-śrī-nandīśvara-samatule. Godruma, he's equating, he's identifying with Nandīśvara in Mathura. Of course, here Mathura is, sometimes the name Mathura is used to include the whole Braj area, and I think that's what he's doing here. tahi māha surabhi-kuñja-kut bait hobuň. Bait hobuň, I think, would mean I will sit down here. Sura-tat inī-tīre, here on the bank of the river Jalangi, but well, it's very close to the Ganga, and the Jalangi is considered part of the Ganga. So, yeah, Suraduni, it's sometimes called the Ganga. So he's saying, I will settle down here at surabhi-kuñja-kut in a cottage in surabhi-kuñja. Now, the next line is very interesting, especially for the for the Krishna West folks. I will put on the garb means clothing, that is dear to the devotees of Lord Gaurasundar, and wear the 12 Vaishnav tilak markings on my body and beautiful beads of tulsi wood around my neck. Then, by planting flowering trees like champak, bakul, kadamba, and tamal, I will make an extensive grove by my cottage. Gaura-bhakata-priya-veśa.
Oh, dat die Mama ruft zu Hause.
So Vesha means cloth, clothing, or dress, and gaura-bhakata, bhakata means bhakta, adding a syllable. Gaura-bhakata-priya, what is dear to the devotees of Gaura, Vesha, that dress, dadhānā, I'm dressing in that. And ropato, no, tilaka-tulasī-mālā-śobhamānā. Yes, and I will wear tilak, tulasī-mahārān. Shobha means shining, śobhamānā means shining. So bright, shining, tulsi-mala and tilak, I will wear all of these. And champak, bakul, kadamba, tamal, ropato. I don't know what means niramibo. Kunja vishal. Vishal means extensive. Kunja means grove. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur is picturing himself, he's planning to be a gardener, and he's going to plant these different flower-bearing trees, which may be a little difficult to grow in places where some of us are living. Yeah, the cold climes of Europe, especially, it may be difficult to grow these plants. But there are others which we can grow, which certainly can also be pleasing. And we can hear a whole report about that sometime from Kavi Chandra with his gardening expertise, and Dira Lalita with her gardening expertise, and maybe some of you others. Ropato, I think means planting, niramibo. Okay. I will make planting, making. Okay, then I will put Madhavi and Malati creepers on the trees, and in this way make a shady bower. A bower is a sort of enclosure made of bushes and plants, a sort of a sort of private place. What we hear about with When Krishna and Radha meet, they often meet in a bower. Kunja would also be the word. Chāyā-mand tahi. I will sow a variety of flowering forests and different kinds of jasmine. So doesn't mean like cloth sewing. So means to plant, S-O-W. So he's going to make a whole forest with jasmine like Yuti, Jati, and Mali. I guess these are different flowering plants. All these will be present there, arrayed or situated in a charming fashion. I will install the Empress Tulasī on an elevated throne. Okay, that's in verse number 7. Manche Basa-hobuň tulasī-mahārān. Mahārāni means queen or great queen or princess, tulasī-mahārān. Manche is a pedestal, mancha. Manche, on a pedestal, basa-hobuň, I will cause to sit. Kīrtana-sajja, let's see, what does it say? Then I will procure all necessary paraphernalia for having kirtan, such as mridanga, drums, kartals, and gongs, and place them there. Kīrtana-sajja tahi rakabo ani. Aniya, because the apostrophe is there, so having brought, I will keep rakabo, Kīrtana-sajja, things for kirtan. Then Vaishnava-jana-saha gaura-bhakata-priya-veśa. Then we will, see, the translation is not complete because he's saying, then we will sing. Gaura-bhakata-priya-veśa. What will we sing? Nama, the holy name. With who? Vaishnava-jana-saha, with the Vaishnavas, with the Vaishnav people. Jana means people. Jaya Godruma, Jaya Gaura-bhakata-priya-veśa. All glories to Godruma, all glories to Gaura's Dhāma. Then finally, Bhaktivinoda, Bhakti-anukūl, the signature line, Bhaktivinoda says, performing favorable bhakti, bhakti-anukūl, jai kunja munja sura-nadī-kūl. Kunja, again, is this place among trees, an intimate place. Munja, I don't know if that's the same as muncha or if it's something else. And then sura-nadī-kūl. Sura-nadi, nadi means river. So the river of the gods, referring to the Ganga. And kūl at the end, it can mean family, but in the context here, anukūl seems to suggest in line with or connected with or next to this river. So this is a nice, again, meditation. It can be a kind of manasa puja or meditation on the holy dham. In this case, you can picture Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his home. He built a quite I mean, it's not a big house, but comparatively speaking, and we don't know what was the original house and what was added on later. Some of you have been to Mayapur, Navadvip, and have visited some of this. We've gone, it's a favorite place for devotees to go, just very close to our Mayapur Chandradoy Mandir across the Chalangi. And you can go upstairs into Bhaktivinoda Thakur's room where he lived. His bed is there, and his desk, and he had this old-fashioned British style of rotating bookcase. It's quite charming. It rotates, and it has 4 sides, so you can have within easy reach. You're sitting at a desk and writing, and you want to reference something in one of the books. You just have this right next to your desk, and you just reach, and there it is. So it's very nice to picture Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur sitting there writing, and also looking across from his balcony to where is now the Mayapur Chandradoy Mandir, the big temple going up, and where we understand he was envisioning that such a great temple would arise. And he was seeing the Yoga Pit, the temple of the place of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance from there. So devotees like to go there. There's a very nice Nat Mandir area where you can sit and have pravachan and kirtan. There's also the temple in the back of Lakshmi Nrsingadev, which Bhaktivinoda Thakur established. There is Shishi Gaur Gadadhar Mandir just there. And there is the Samadhi Mandir of Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji. So it's nice to picture Bhaktivinoda Thakur in this place, which he identifies with Nandagram. Very interesting. So, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai. Hare Krishna. Godruma-dhāme ki jai. Srinavadvip-dhāme ki jai. Saranagati ki jai. Okay, I see that we have Daijesha Ji with us now, translating. Very good. And yes, so many of you have joined us. Now, I have to confess that today we do not have any special surprise guests. So all of you are welcome to make a surprise yourselves. If anyone has a surprise, or you want to be a surprise, that's all right. We have, I think, two devotees, or 3 presenting. If I remember today, Anupama and Dina Dayal, are you going to show and tell us?
Yes, correct, Guru Maharaj. They will have a presentation today.
I saw them before, but I don't see them now.
Hare Krishna, the Vaishnavas, here we are, rather than online.
Jai, Hare Krishna.
We are hidden under Anupama's name. It's a little bit surprise. So on top of the list.
So I just missed that sentence. What were you?
Well, I said we are online, nothing special. And Hare Krishna from Radhadesh.
Radhadesh. Shri Shri Radha Gopinath Ki Jai. Oh, now we just lost your picture. Oh, there you are. Okay. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Okay. So I will say a few words about Bhaktivinoda College, and Vinodal will say a few words about the Alfred Ford School of Management, which is in a way an offspring of Bhaktivinoda College.
Yes.
So Bhaktivinoda College was established in 2002, and there was an obvious need in ISKCON for educating devotees in theology, and on different level than what is offered, for example, with Bhakti-Shastri courses. And some senior devotees like Shaunaka Rishi Prabhu from Oxford Center for Hindu Studies, and Anuttama Prabhu, ISKCON minister, communication minister, and of course Vishnumurti Prabhu from Bhaktivedanta Library Services. They got this idea, let's have a college. And then many devotees joined, including Guru Maharaj, who is actually member of college since inception, you can say. And at the very beginning, and for quite some time, for more than a decade, college was offering only a degree, bachelor degree in theology and Vaishnava studies. In 2012, we expanded, we went online, and we started offering Bhakti Shastri courses online, and of course on-site we did that previously. But it became obvious for two reasons that we have to shift our focus, which was entirely on Vaishnava devotee audience, to a wider audience, because we used to have yoga teachers who would enroll in our Bhakti Shastri course just because they want to study Bhagavad Gita, and they found themselves among a bunch of Hare Krishnas, and then they didn't continue studying because they were not familiar without ISKCON styles of communication. So it became obvious, and for that reason, we started offering courses for non-devotees as well. So basically, our vision is to offer education both in academic, devotional, and vocational, based on Krishna Bhakti. So for that reason, we went and exploring different new topics like nutrition, for example. We have online courses, 2 online courses on plant-based diet. And that's something for, of course, for devotees and for non-devotees. So basically, we have the core, which is to cater for the needs of ISKCON devotees, to offer Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhava. Then we have ISKCON communication course. Soon we will have also a Grihastha course online, which is developed by the ISKCON, what's the name? The Grihastha Vision team. Yeah. So unfortunately, we didn't manage to launch it while Krishna Nandini Mataji was still with us, because we had some delays in production. But now, in her honor, we hope we will launch it soon. And then on the other side, we have yoga courses, both yoga teacher training, and maybe we can share screen with the college website, so then we can, so the devotees can also see, and yoga philosophy as well, and then kirtan course. So, can we?
Yes, so.
yeah, we have to have the permission to share screen. So where was I? Yeah. So basically, we have something for everybody. For devotees who want to go deeper in their studies, scriptural studies, or for example, we have a course in Madhurya Kadambini, and then we have something for general audience like yoga, teacher training. And I'm so happy to say that one of our god sisters, Alex, she joined through our yoga teacher training course. She was the participant of our first course, and although she came from the Buddhist background, it took her like 2 weeks to become a full-fledged devotee. So that's the glory of our. Maybe we are not so famous on the yoga scene in terms of yoga teacher training courses, but yeah, but people are becoming devotees, and that's the most important thing. At the same time, we do have highly qualified teacher. Our main teacher for yoga course is long-term yogi, and he's also a PhD, Jayananda Prabhu from Sweden. So, and we of course have internationally known Kirtan course. Radhadesh is known as I would dare to say, the main hub, Kirtan hub in Europe. So, and despite of the COVID pandemic, we are planning, actually we are starting with the on-site Bhakti Shastri this Monday. And we are not giving up despite of the circumstances. And at the same time, many devotees are taking the Bhakti Shastri course online, even more than ever before, because many devotees are working from home. So if any of you are in that situation, you may have extra time and can join us in our Bhakti Shastri online course. And we have many plans in the future to offer different types, to go more into sustainability. The new prospect is something called Prema Culture or Permaculture online course in gardening. And at the same time, we are still working on getting back on the track with our academic education in terms of acquiring university accreditation for a master degree in yoga studies. And later on, we would work on developing other academic degrees on a level of master, because in the past we used to have a university accredited bachelor degree in theology and religious studies. So yeah, so here is, this is Bhaktivinoda College website, and you're all encouraged to visit the website. And if there is anything you find relevant in our, what would happen if
you can click.
I can click, and then what happens?
Like this.
Yeah, so yeah, you can see some of the online courses. Up.
It doesn't share the video.
Yeah, it's okay, it doesn't. So just to see there. And then the campus program, basically we have only 3 or 4. So that's it. If there are any questions, I'm happy to answer. And yeah, and we are of course very indebted to Guru Maharaj, because he's been our well-wisher from the very beginning, and he used to serve as Dean of Studies at the Bhaktivinoda College and a tutor for many years. So
I thought I'm still the Dean of Studies.
Yeah, I mean, you are. I'm sorry.
But it's true. I haven't been doing anything.
I mean, we don't have academic study in the sense of meaning, but you are. Yeah. I did have to do my part of job so that you can have again something to do about it.
Yeah. Thank you, Anupama. Anupama is the principal of the college since how long now?
3 years.
Already 3 years. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's going on despite everything.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Despite everything.
All glories to both of your efforts. Dina Dayal, you were going to tell us something about the Alfred Ford school?
Yes, Maharaj, I would love to. Thank you very much. And I would also like to share the link just for the Vaishnavas who are not familiar with the institute. Oh, maybe you are going to see it now. Do you see anything?
We still just see the Bhaktivedanta College.
Okay. Copy. Then we go back to Zoom. Then we go back here, I guess. Here. And then, well. Okay.
I think you
Stop
may
share.
have to.
We
yeah,
can make
stop
it. Yeah, that's the
and
silly
then
thing
go
of
back.
this box, but doesn't matter. It's going to work. All right. Hare Krishna, dear Vaishnavas. And yes, in 3-4 minutes, I can say a few words about the A4, Alfred Ford School of Management. And in fact, you are supposed to see the slider on top, but it's not allowed, obviously. So a whole story with the Alfred Ford School of Management started many years before it officially launched. And I was personally aware it started. Everything started in 2003 when Sachinandana Maharaj told me personally, and that's somehow something like Mahavakya of the whole school. He told me personally, quotation, Dina Dayal, even the greatest fool can be materially successful. End of quotation. So that's something which, yeah, it is. It was very mind-boggling to me for many years. I was noticing we have wonderful people. We had devotees are great, smart, intelligent, capable, but they don't have certain formal skills which are help them utilize science of Krishna consciousness practically. And then in 2008-9, I started my MBA, and then even without kind of understanding where it's going to go, I did certain projects and cases based on the future school. At that time, it was not Alfred Ford, of course. I saw it as a part of Bhaktivinoda College. And then Krishna is kind. Krishna is fulfilling our desire. Our hard work somehow is, after some years, heard by Krishna. And in 2015, we were able to establish partnership with one French school in Paris. In 2017, we were launching the online school called Alfred Ford School of Management. And Ambarish Prabhu was very kind to offer his name. And then we also got on board a number of Vaishnavas who are coming from the business academia background or business practice. And with the umbrella of teaching master in business with the specialization in conscious leadership. And from 2017 till now, we are having 41, 42 students. There are big prospects for school to grow. Everything is online, but we have also residency here in Radhadesh. 75% of the students are devotees. We have also some students who are not devotees, but who are sharing the values. But the mission of the school is to offer also to devotees and non-devotees possibility to learn formal business education and to be engaged in the world, and hopefully dovetail their service and their resources towards Krishna. And to the big extent, that mission is successful, in the sense that we are having good people on board, good students. Just recently, one student from Canada, he wrote me, and they're going to make now interview with him. He became a director. And it's great to see that devotees are getting establishment in the world, and they're doing something substantial according to their qualifications. And as I said, it's about conscious leadership. That's a typical MBA degree, but with a conscious leadership. Practically, what does it mean? Mean that we are distinguishing our MBA from others in terms that it is also run for profit, but profit is not the main thing. People, planet, so-called PPP model is the core behind value-based education, and that's something what we are promoting, and it's also quite known term in a business world, and we are happy to run it, and by Krishna's mercy and prayers of Vaishnavas, I'm sure we are going to be able to grow in higher levels with a bigger number, maybe 20 people per year, and then let us see what's going to happen. Whole idea was also that Alfred Force supports Bhaktivinoda College in terms of the finances, and to a certain degree that's possible, not fully, but we are hopeful and we are working hard to make it happen. And that's pretty much about it. I'm sorry that link went off, so you're not able to see what's, maybe they see me, maybe don't even see me, but that's what I can tell you. And that's summary of.
Okay.
Yes, Maharaj. I don't know, do you see me or do you see any kind of screen?
We see web page not available.
Yeah, that you see, stop sharing then. Okay.
And we also don't see you. There are a couple of questions here. Thank you both for the presentation. And I can say that Anupama and Dīnadayal are the real pillars of Bhaktivinoda College. If it weren't for them, yeah, it started in 2002, but it's gone through so many challenges, sometimes where we kind of threw up our hands and wondered, how can we continue? But it's been especially other devotees as well. Of course, His Holiness Yadunandan Swami was principal for several years, and he was keeping things going during when we had academic affiliation. But you both have been really keeping the ship afloat and moving. There are two questions here. One is from Dear Lalita. You mentioned Bhakti Vaibhava course. Is that for devotees, and how do we go about it?
Yeah,
is Bhakti Vaibhava happening?
Yeah, it's happening. At the moment, we have only first canto, but we are about to start the planning for the second and the other cantos. And actually, we had it like twice a year, possibility to enroll, but now we have continuous. So everybody can enroll whenever he or she wants. So it's fully online. And yeah, you can study at your own pace. Only there are deadlines for essays and exams.
Okay.
Yeah, so it is possible.
Yeah, essays and exams.
Yeah. And of course, there is a contact on the website where you can write, and our new member, Lokapavani, she's very enthusiastic, especially about Bhakti Vaibhava course, so I'm sure she will give good answers about this course.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I see the second question about having Kirtan course online.
Right.
Yeah, we were thinking and discussing it. So far, we didn't. The plan was to record at least the theoretical part, because we don't teach only instruments. We teach history and philosophy of Kirtan as well. So these theoretical components most probably will be recorded for online delivery. But for the instruments, that's also Krishangi Lila, who is one of our teachers. She said that it's very difficult to at least teach singing online, and she's very particular about that. But I'm sure we will find we will try to negotiate something. But this summer we had Kirtan course despite the global situation.
We will have Mridanga online.
Mridanga course. That's at least that we will have online. Soon it will be launched online.
It's already edited.
Because our team is growing. Although Guru Maharaj mentioned Dinadel and myself. There is also Nityananda Kari and Veni Madhava. They are also the pillars of Bhaktivinoda College and Alfred Ford School of Management. So we have two couples running two schools basically.
Yeah.
And the local Pavani. So basically Guru Maharaj, Croatians and Bosnians are running the college.
Why
So,
not? Why not?
Official language is Croatian.
Aha. Okay. The official, unofficial language.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I see the last question about how long the nutrition course. I believe it's six weeks. Yeah. The nutrition course. That was the question.
Oh, the nutrition course.
Yeah.
I'm curious, is that you've already run the nutrition course?
Yeah, we run it twice, and now we have a second part. The first one was introductory, and the second part is more advanced. And then, and we have a professional. We have Vrindavaneshwari Radhika, devotee from Philadelphia. She has PhD in nutrition, and so she's highly qualified. And the idea is to have also a third part, which would be more about how to make healthy food also spiritual, how to turn it into prasadam. So it's a gradual revelation, not just of the nutrition, but also how to spiritualize one's food.
Nice. And how many how many students have you had for the nutrition course?
I'm sorry, I won't be up to 20. Yeah, I'm not so much involved with this administration of this course, but yeah, we still have to establish ourselves because the market is already quite big, and there are quite some online courses in nutrition, and so it's we still have to build our presence there.
Build the brand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, persistence and Krishna's mercy. 2 fingers. We're talking about Damodar Leela next, so that with the 2 fingers, our endeavor and Krishna's mercy, right? Everything is possible. Okay, do you want to say a word? You mentioned prema culture. I really like, I think this can be a real brand. You said Kadambakananda Swami had this idea, right?
Yeah, he's fully supporting this project. Yeah, I guess, yeah, it was really Krishna's.
Maybe I should show you from the window for all the Vaishnavas there.
Oh, now we're going to get a tour of the garden from the window.
I guess you see 2 out of 9.
Oh, 2 out of 9.
That's the idea.
Greenhouses.
If we are going to have 9, Radhadesh will be fully self-sufficient. That's the idea.
Wow.
And Krishna Maharaj is behind, so let us see.
Yeah.
He sponsored the second one, Maharaj. And he's strongly behind the idea that we should work together. College offers the online part of education, and we run it. And we have, as you said, brand in prema culture.
And it will be
next thing is cow protection.
Well, they are planning to have Goshala now. Finally, the plan is approved. So that's
very good.
already there is something marked on the ground at the other side of Radhadesh.
It's happening. Very good. Which reminds me, and this is sort of a private question, but is Gaura Hari Prabhu still taking care of the cows?
No.
Yeah, no, since maybe 2-3 months. Not.
Yeah, he had some different ideas.
Yeah.
How to run it, and the management didn't support it, so
Uh-huh.
It wasn't possible to find agreement.
Oh. Oh dear. Hare Krishna.
but I must say for the garden, for this prema culture, we have professional devotee who I mean, he became a devotee. He's a local from nearby town. He has a degree, and he is actually a university professor. So he's fully he has high credentials, but he prefers to be here and to do it than to lecture at the university in Liège. Yeah.
Oh,
That's true.
So there we have a professional team.
Okay, very good.
So this lockdown made lots of difference in Radhadesh. We started many new things here, so it's a blessing in a way.
Yeah, I can see that, especially with the prema culture. Suddenly everyone realizes, we could be in a situation where unless we are growing our own food, we're in trouble, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's a nice... Krishna has many purposes when things happen. Whatever happens, Krishna is he's realizing his own purposes. Okay, thank you. Does anyone else have any questions for Anupama and Dīnadayal regarding the college? I'm waiting for somebody to ask, can you please come and start a college in Beijing or in Mendoza, something like that. Anyway.
Well, if you have any question about the study at the Alfred Ford, at least, you can write me privately, and I will be more than happy to inform you about everything. So we also offer certain scholarship for Vaishnavas or those who are coming from the conscious background. If you're looking towards career in that field, we are here.
I want to say one more thing. I think it's nice to fill out the picture because I see Usha Mataji here, who has been involved with the Avanti schools for how long now? Avanti schools in the UK. Oh, you would have to turn on your microphone, otherwise we don't hear. Yes.
Pranam Maharaji. Hare Krishna Maharaji. Hare Krishna Maharaji, about 9 years.
9 years,
Yeah.
So there was some time when there were some serious discussions about having a program at Bhaktivinoda College for training teachers who would then become teachers. They would, so to speak, have a job waiting for them in the Avanti school system. Well, what can I say? There was a lot of talk, but it never happened.
Well, shall we start the talk again?
Yeah, I don't know. You can discuss with Anupama and Dīnadayal. At the time, we were very excited that this could be a huge opening for us. And Naveen Krishna came over, and anyway, I'm not up on, I don't know what happened, but Dīnadayal can
few
say.
times, Maharaj, Naveen Krishna Prabhu, and he said maybe it was too early at that time, but that was maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago. Maybe now is the time because they kind of level up the school. So that was the question about expanding on their side the need for the teachers.
Certainly.
Go ahead.
There was also one detail which for students wasn't a detail at all, because even if they would be used to offer bachelor degree in educational studies and theology and religion, but still devotees would need to do the postgraduate certificate in England in order to be able to teach. And for many, it was just too costly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think, Maharaji, in terms of our schools, even if we put aside the kind of initial teacher training, which is what you're talking about in terms of having a postgraduate degree as a teaching degree, there are still, because the Avanti schools are Krishna conscious schools, we need our teachers who are already employed. There is a huge need for them to be more Krishna conscious as teachers who are expected to teach in school where children's Krishna consciousness levels are a very important purpose of those schools. So I think there is certainly a conversation we must have with you around that very specific need as well in our schools. So yes, Maharaji, I will initiate a conversation with Anupama Prabhuji and Deendal Prabhuji as well. Certainly,
this could be interesting.
Would be very interesting. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you all very much indeed. So I think we'll move on from Radhadesh and Bhaktivinoda College, and I think there was one more show and tell. Am I right?
Yes, Guru Maharaj, there was Divya Simha Prabhu who expressed the desire to share.
Okay. Looks like he's outdoors.
Dandavat pranam to Guru Maharaj and all of Vaishnavas. This is amazing because I prepare this speech in the same subject matter what is already do Anupama Mataji and husband. This is my experience because now I'm during the studies. I studying pedagogical and MBA in Warsaw. I was a little sick. I think it was COVID, but I prefer not going to doctor from the different reasons, and I make curement myself, and I have more time because this sick is real and is very dangerous, because if body is not prepared for this COVID, that we can even lose our body. I have this experience. I was very weak. I can only legs and thinking, because this is our fortune that we know that we are not this body, and we can use our subtle energy of body like mind, intelligent, and of course soul. And my meditation was about, because last days, as we know, our thoughts, our hearts, our mind, intelligent, all Vaishnavas on the whole planet going to the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada. And I was meditate about Srila Prabhupada mercy. And I was thinking, now Srila Prabhupada for the one point is Nitya Lila in the pastimes of Krishna, but another point is also here and make all the time his seva for his spiritual master. This is amazing energy of Mahabhagavat that can do, seva also in spiritual world and this world. And we can make seva also with Srila Prabhupada. This is our big opportunity. And I was meditate when you, Guru Maharaj, was pleased the best so much from me. And I make some thoughts for my future. And please forgive me that now I'm little sharing our personal correspondence in email. But I remember one day when I finished my master degree, and you wrote to me, and you was so happy, so enthusiastically show me that I never have such experience. And this moment for me is very value, because I know that in this moment you was so pleased. And I was thinking, why you are so pleased when I finished this degree? And now when I study MBA and this pedagogical, I have I have opportunity to meet and make relationship with people. And this is something wonderful that we can share what Prabhupada give us to people. And this study what Anupama Mataji making with this special logo, Alfred Ford, this is something, you know, this only this this ligature, how to say, this marketing pictures have opened the doors for different institutional, different businessmen and etc. And why I speak like that? Because I was thinking how to help Srila Prabhupada mission the best I can do. And as we know, we have this opportunity because we are from the one point of view in the historical moment. In our history, our planet, this moment, COVID moment is very special. All education go through internet because all school in Poland, of course, this is a special. I don't know. I think also on the whole planet we have some problems with personal meetings, that all education is going by internet. And this impulse, this going very fast, and to each person, to all the planet can very fast know about Srila Prabhupada, about Gaura Mahaprabhu mission, but we can use some key. And this key I'm looking for, this is my meditation now, how to find key to spread as how to say, as much as the best I can do with, of course, with the team, because this is a very important thing. This is teamwork. If some said that no, I am do alone, this is this is my opinion. Please correct me, but in my opinion, of course, it was also Srila Prabhupada idea. As you remember, Srila Prabhupada said, please sharing this love each other. This is the way how you can give me reciprocation. Sorry, I'm speaking maybe too much, but this is my thoughts, and I was thinking maybe it's good to share with others. Maybe together with teamwork, we make some idea that we can spread this Krishna conscious movement very fast. We have these tools. We have these tools. Internet is very powerful tools. Yes. I watching one movie, Social Network. This movie is the historical movie about the Facebook, how to, this idea was a genesis of this idea. And also Google, when we make some research about business of Google, also this was a study project on the Stanford University. Facebook was Harvard projects. That we can see that with big idea, we can find big idea in the university. This is the, maybe this is the key for resolution our problems, our needs, our capacity, competition. Sorry, this is also my English should be improved. I don't speak English here.
No, you're doing very well. Thank you.
Guru Maharaj, this is your kindness. Sorry, thank you so much one more time. My heart is with Anupama Mataji and husband. I feel the same. As he said, and also my heart is with you, Guru Maharaj, because I know that your how to say, your study project was also meditation, your meditation about how to find the key way to spread Krishna consciousness. And by the university, by the people who have a real influence for our planet, we can change the mood, the culture, the habits very fast. But I think like that this is, you show us our direct, Guru Maharaj. Really, I feel like that. That's why I going to study. And today one professor said, if you not make training in your education, this is like muscles. If you not work with muscles, the muscles go on. Not working.
You have to exercise.
Yes. That education is for all life. I have almost 50 years, and I study with people who have 20. But for me, it's very. Thank you, brother. Hare Krishna.
That's what I did. I went back to school at age 45, and I was sitting in classes with 18, 19, 20-year-olds the first year when I went back. But it was nice. It was okay. So yeah. So let us indeed meditate how we can spread Srila Prabhupada's mission, using the internet. I'm reminded, I'm trying to remember who told me. Maybe it was Krishna Baladev, my godbrother in Taiwan, that one time Srila Prabhupada was in, I think it was in Canada, Toronto, Montreal, I don't remember. And devotees had recently acquired what they call mobile home or a camper. It's it's like a small house on wheels, and they were using for traveling Sankirtan. And Srila Prabhupada came and they invited him to come see the camper. So Prabhupada came, he came inside, he looked, and he was very happy. He saw, he said, this, I don't know exact words, but something like, this has been made for Sankirtan. The whole idea of having a camper is actually for Sankirtan. That's its real purpose. So similarly, what is the internet for? The internet, we can say, is the real purpose is Sankirtan. So yeah, let's expand as we are able. Many devotees are doing nice programs with the internet, and I'm sure new and fresh ideas will appear where we can more effectively use our time and energies. Yes, with the help of the internet, hopefully not to get lost in the internet, but to use it as a tool. That would be nice. And yes, qualifications, academic education qualifications can be useful. Again, as tools, we don't want to become confused and start thinking, oh, I am a big educated this or that. That could be a problem. We don't want that. They're just means toward an end. And as you say, I find also it opens this particular sort of qualification, opens one to connect with people who otherwise one might not have any access to. Okay, Hare Krishna. I think it's high time that we get back to Damodar Leela, Srimad Bhagavatam. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Shri Damodara ki jai, Shri Yashoda Damodar, Shri Radha Damodar ki jai. Since we're in the month of Kartik, the month of Damodar, I'm still, we've been having nice discussions and meeting wonderful devotees and hearing on very enlightening subjects. And I'm with the Bhagavatam, and I'm still actually not up to chapter 9. of Canto 10, which is the Leela itself. We were talking about Krishna's mischievous nature, and it occurred to me that those of you who are parents will know about this much better than the rest of us, because although the rest of us maybe were mischievous as small children, we won't maybe remember so much what mischief we were doing. At least, I don't know. I was trying to remember what kind of mischief I was doing as a very small child. And, you know, it's just kind of a blur. Maybe you remember better than I do. In any case, and those of you with children, you know, when the child gains the ability to walk, that's, I think, when the trouble really begins. Am I right? I see some nodding parents. That's when the trouble starts, because when the child can walk, that means the child suddenly has a lot more independence than before. And he or she just wants to go everywhere and do everything and eat everything and put everything in the mouth and feel everything and break everything and get into trouble for their own sake. They can, you know, do something which is dangerous for them out of ignorance. So what we're reading in Bhagavatam with Krishna going to the neighbors and causing trouble is that now he's just gained the ability to walk. Maybe he's had for some time now. He's maybe not just a toddler. We don't get exact, you know, age, but he was still quite small, and he was cute, and his being cute is what saved him, you could say, from punishment. So that when he would go and he would disturb the neighbors, he would steal their yogurt and butter and so on, and they would come, because Krishna wouldn't listen to them, they would come to Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj and complain. But then everyone would look at Krishna, and Krishna would just smile, and he was just too charming to actually care whatever the supposed trouble was. It was overwhelmingly charming. But the mischief continued, and the complaints continued. Mother Yashoda, as we read from Gopal Champu, didn't seem to care very much about the complaints. She didn't seem to think they were very serious. But one day, what happens? A new kind of complaint comes. And the complaint is coming now from Krishna's older brother, Balaram. And the complaint is, Krishna has eaten dirt. Now, mothers don't really mind when small child is eating yogurt and butter. But if the small child is now eating dirt, that is something to worry about. Eating dirt. Now, this is also something I was trying to remember, but my memory doesn't go back that far. But I think at some point in our lives, if we're a little honest, all of us at some time when we were very small tried eating dirt. Am I right? Isn't it? We all thought, oh, this could be, who knows, maybe this is tasty. Let's try it. So Krishna is no exception, or better put, he's the original dirt taster, the primordial dirt taster. And there's another issue here, and that I do have memory of, and that is sibling rivalry. So Balaram is Krishna's older brother, and it seems that he wants to get Krishna in trouble. Of course, what he really wants is to protect Krishna, as the acharyas explain. But it seems like, you know, when you have an older brother or a younger brother or sister, then one of you is going to complain to your parents, right, that you did something wrong. And you're going to be defending yourself. No, it wasn't me, it's his fault. No, he started it, if it's a fight, right? I was sometimes kind of getting in fights with my older brother. He was always, he was the older brother, and that was a cause of some resentment. He was older and more intelligent and bigger and everything else. So that was, some rivalry was there. So Balaram, here we have, you could say also, the primordial rivalry of brother and of two brother siblings. So Balaram reports to Mother Yashoda. And of course, Krishna denies. He says, my dear mother, I have never eaten dirt. All my friends complaining against me are liars. Krishna is accusing his friends of being liars. Mithya abhishangsin. Abhishangsina. They're all liars. If you think they are being truthful, you can directly look into my mouth and examine it. This is interesting because yadi satya gira tarhi samaksham pashyame mukam. You can directly look, samaksham. And of course, this has an allusion to a philosophical point about, the fancy word is epistemology, which is the study, the aspect of philosophy that studies how it is that we know something, how it is that we gain knowledge, is epistemology. And in Vaishnava Vedanta epistemology, as probably all of you know, we have basically three sources of knowledge called pramanas. We have pratyaksha, we have anumana, and we have shabda. And pratyaksha is being referred to here. Krishna is inviting Mother Yashoda, come look directly. But of course, what's interesting is that it's Krishna who is not saying, well, you know, if you want to know about me, then you should consult Shabda. But of course, he, being Krishna, is giving Shabda when he says, they're all liars. I never ate dirt. I've never eaten dirt. We have to believe him, or do we? We have to believe him because he is the source of Shabda Brahman. And now, as Shabda Brahman, what is he doing? He's inviting Mother Yashoda, come look and see directly. Samaksham pashyame mukam. Come look in my mouth. If you don't believe me. So Krishna is also giving Mother Yashoda the freedom, you might say, to not believe him, which she can do because she's his mother. And that is his, that is the mood of the entire relationship. Okay, next verse. This is now coming, verse 36 of chapter 8, canto 10. Yadyevam tarhi vyadehi iti ukta sa bhagavan hari vyadattavya hataishvarya krida manuja balaka. And although it's just an anushtup verse, just meaning it's quite short, the translation in English is quite long. Mother Yashoda challenged Krishna, quote, if you have not eaten earth, then open your mouth wide. Yadehi is Mother Yashoda saying, open your mouth. Or open up, open wide. When challenged by his mother in this way, Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda, to exhibit pastimes like a human child, opened his mouth. Although the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, who is full of all opulences, did not disturb his mother's parental affection, his opulence was automatically displayed, for Krishna's opulence is never lost at any stage, but is manifest at the proper time. That's all the translation. Now, this is one of Srila Prabhupada's translations, which includes, you can say, a lot of purport, a lot of commentary is there within the purport, within the translation. And I believe at least some of this is from Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. In any case, Krida Manuja Balaka. Krida means play. Something like Leela, but Krida has more the sense of what you do, what we do as children. Whereas Leela includes all of Krishna's pastimes. Krida can also be Krishna's pastimes with the gopis, but it's especially kind of children's play. And Manuja Balaka, just like a child. So we're reminded that Krishna is in this mood of being a child, and he's opening his mouth for his mother. And it's mentioned here, he doesn't want to disturb Mother Yashoda's mood of being mother, but now we may wonder, isn't this going to be indeed a big disturbance? Because we know what's going to happen. He's going to reveal the whole universe in his mouth. But let's look now at Prabhupada's short purport. I read this. At first I thought, what? This doesn't really make sense, but let's try it. The purport says, without disturbing the ecstasy of his mother's affection, Krishna opened his mouth and displayed his own natural opulences. When a person is given varieties of food, there may be 101 varieties. But if one likes ordinary shak, spinach, he prefers to eat that. Similarly, although Krishna was full of opulences, now, by the order of Mother Yashoda, he opened wide his mouth like a human child and did not neglect the transcendental humor of maternal affection. Now, this analogy of being offered 100 tasty varieties of food, but I like spinach. Spinach is a very ordinary thing, and it's very inexpensive. The analogy has been given here to say the so-called, as I understand, the so-called ordinary relationship of mother and child is what Krishna really likes. Not just likes, he loves, and therefore he is, he's going along with Mother Yashoda's order. Well, the next 3 verses, which are combined in one translation, describe in quite some detail what Mother Yashoda sees when Krishna opens his mouth. All moving and non-moving beings, outer space, directions, mountains, islands, oceans, stars, moon, fire, all the elements, including, now this is interesting, I don't know how this would be visible, but one of the things she sees is ahankara. Kamdisha, have to look where it is in the Sanskrit. Anyway, it's mentioned in the translation. She also saw, goodness, passion, ignorance. She saw time. She saw svabhava, karma, ashaya. Everything was there. Not only that, she sees herself. She sees Vrindavan. And what is her reaction? Avapa sankam. She was struck with doubt and wonder. Now, here's a moment which I find very nice to reflect on. Of course, we cannot exactly put ourselves in the place of Mother Yashoda, but just for a moment, try to imagine that you are in the place of Mother Yashoda looking in Krishna's mouth, and you are seeing all of this. What would you do? Anyone want to suggest what you would do? Hey, Mangi Gopi, you're going to tell us what you would do? We can't hear you, though.
Mangi Gopi Mataji, you need to switch to English channel. She's translating, that's why.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you're translating. Well, maybe that's too complicated.
Guru Maharaj, may I say?
Please, yes, Soumya Karani.
I would think I'm hallucinating.
Okay.
Don't do this anymore.
You would think, don't do this anymore?
I think Prabhupada said, Mother Yashoda told to Krishna, don't do this anymore.
Oh, okay. Don't eat dirt anymore, right? Well, regarding Soumya Karani's response, the next verse says, Kim svapna etat uttadeva maya, kim va madiyo, batabudhi moha, ato amushaiva, mamarbakasya, yakaschanot patika atma yoga. Is this a dream? Or is it an illusory creation by the external energy? Has this been manifested by my own intelligence, or is it some mystic power of my child? So Mother Yashoda has, she brings up the question, is this an hallucination or what? Anyone else have a response?
Guru Maharaj, I would say the best dream in my life. I don't want to wake up.
Okay. Even if it is a dream, I'm not going to, I don't want to wake up.
Guru Maharaj.
Yes, Gokulananda Hari.
Is this a material expression as the universal form that he's showing? I mean, it's temporary form inside his mouth?
You're asking, or is this a rhetorical question? You're asking?
No, I'm asking if this is like the same nature as the universal form in the chapter 11 on the Bhagavad Gita, but inside the mouth.
I would say yes, we can take it that way. When Krishna reveals the universal form, the Virat Rupa in Bhagavad Gita, that is one form of the universal form in which he's acting as a cosmic, vacuum cleaner. The whole creation is, he's swallowing up all the soldiers, destroying everything. And then before this display in Mahabharata, he shows another Virat Rupa to Duryodhana to try to persuade him to stop harassing and to come to an agreement with the Pandavas. He shows another universal form, which is kind of the reverse. It's coming out from him, the whole universe. In this case, it's the whole universe inside Krishna. And incidentally, I just might mention that one of the Alvars of South India, the Vaishnava poets of ancient South India, Nam Alvar, known also as Shatakopan, many of his verses are referring to the Lord as swallowing the world or having the world within his stomach. So that image of everything being within the Lord is often made in such a graphic way. And also, isn't it, I need some reminder here, but when Markandeya Rishi says that he wants to experience Maya, it's in the 12th canto, Krishna or Narayan says, are you sure? Yes, okay. So then he sends him on this vision of Maya, which is like he sees the devastation of the flood going on for seemingly forever, until he sees Krishna as a baby lying on a, what is it, a banyan leaf, lying there. And then, isn't it, Krishna opens his mouth, and then Markandeya Rishi enters in. So there's this inside, what is inside and what is outside. Everything becomes thrown into confusion in this regard by Krishna. Anyone else want to say what you would say or what you would do if you had this, if you saw what Mother Yashoda sees?
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Yes? Sugopi,
Yes.
Tungavidya.
First of all, I would have tears continuously coming out that am I so lucky that I'm able to visualize Lord's form this way? And and of course the awe and reverence, and of course I want Lord to show back his baby form because in that way I can interact with Lord. But definitely it will be like, is it that am I so fortunate that way? What good karma I have done.
Good karma. Yeah, so of course, such joy would be there, but also you mentioned a sort of mixed feeling. It's a wonderful thing. You're so fortunate, and you want him to get back to his being a baby in your lap, right? So, of course, this is also what Mother Yashoda wants. After she has a moment of feeling this awe and reverence, that's described in the next verse. She's offering obeisances to the Lord, basically, as the original cause of the cosmic manifestation, etc., etc. And she says, Pranatasmi tat padam, let me offer my obeisance. But it goes on though, before she gets back into being herself, so to say. The further verse is really quite striking. Aham mama sao patir esha me suto. It is by the influence of the Lord's Maya that I am wrongly thinking that Nanda Maharaj is my husband, that Krishna is my son, and that because I am the queen of Nanda Maharaj, all the wealth of cows and calves are my possessions, and all the cowherd men and their wives are my subjects. Actually, I am also eternally subordinate to the Supreme Lord. He is my ultimate shelter. Now, at this point, we could say, wait. Mother Yashoda, you are the wife of Nanda Maharaj. That is your eternal identity. You are the mother of Krishna. You are the queen of Vrindavan, and so on. So what is happening here? She's saying, actually, I'm not these things. Actually, all of this is just Maya. What? So the Bhagavatam is, we can say Shukadeva Goswami is quite amazing in his description, how he really can shake up our understanding of of what is reality as Krishna performs his lila and invites us to, to enter into the lila. Yes, dear Lalita is asking, I wonder what time looks like. And Odarya Chandrika, what are the three modes of nature look like? Indeed, we may wonder these things in abstraction. And dear Lalita tells us that older brothers are a pain, suggesting that you have an older brother. Yes, okay. So some of us have older brothers. Actually, they can also be very nice. My older brother is actually very nice. I have to say something good about him. I have a nice, we're not so much in contact, not so frequently, but we have a nice relation. He actually, my brother and his wife became vegetarian after visiting the temple in Heidelberg. That was, as I remember, it was 1996. I was in Heidelberg and they were visiting Europe, and I welcomed them into the Heidelberg temple. At that time, is it possible? It was still, anyway, it was the Kurfürstenanlage 5 temple. It was a great place. Shishigornitai. And yeah, they had prasadam, and they thought the prasadam was so great. They said, gosh, I think we could be vegetarian. So, yeah. Gokulananda Hari says, I've heard that brothers are former enemies from other lives. We come together to solve our differences. Well, that could be. I don't know if we can generalize, but it could be the case. In Sanskrit, the word sapatna, we get in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, not the first, the second chapter. Where is it? Beginning of second chapter. Anyway, yeah, the word sapatnam is there. I guess it's beginning of second chapter. With regard to rivalry, where Arjuna is saying, even if I would win a kingdom with no rivalry, with no rivals, asapatnam rajam, something like that, he says, still, what's that actually get me? So asapatnam, apparently it comes from patni. Patni means wife, and sapatni means more than one wife. And the idea is, as soon as there's more than one wife, then the wives are going to be in competition with each other. So that comes to mean rivalry. Anyway, that was just a footnote. Dear Lalita says, I made my brother sing Hare Krishna and play a guitar. He's very musical. Good. So that's the thing. Tricks. Get them to chant Hare Krishna. Okay. Let's see. We're still with Mother Yashoda in this mood of reverence, but then, verse 44. Sadyo nashta smritir gopi saropya roham atmajam pravridha sneha kalila hridaya asit yata pura. Immediately forgetting Yoga Maya's illusion, that Krishna had shown the universal form within his mouth. Here the word universal form is used in the translation. Mother Yashoda took her son on her lap as before, feeling increased affection, pravridha sneha, in her heart for her transcendental child. Hridaya asid. Yatha pura, as before. So it's as if nothing had happened. One of the features of Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan is what I sometimes call much ado about nothing. There's a Shakespeare comedy called Much Ado About Nothing. And Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan, his banter, we get from the commentators and from the tradition in Vrindavan, the Ras Leela dramas that are performed by young boys in Vrindavan are full of what in English we call banter. It's just talk, sort of playful talk, arguing, sometimes back and forth, joking. So this is what Krishna is doing with his friends in Vrindavan. And in a sense, it's all much ado about nothing. It's a big, something's going on. What's going on? I don't know. Let's go. This is happening. Oh, Krishna is now fighting Kaliya. Oh no, he's lifting a hill. He's killing this demon. It's all terribly intense, and it's all just some fun. It's all just Krishna having some fun, but he's having some fun for a very exalted purpose, for the most exalted purpose, we can say, which is that he is hungry for, and he is being rewarded. He is hungry for the love of his devotees. He's being rewarded by his devotees in Vrindavan. And in the whole swirl of his pastimes, we are getting drawn in. We're getting sort of sucked in, you can say. There's in physics, there's centrifugal force and there's centripetal force. Centrifugal force means something spinning it forces out. I always remember in the brahmacharya ashram, we'd have this machine in the shower. You could put your laundry in it after washing, or your kopins or whatever, your towel, and turn it on, and it would spin very fast to get out much of the water so that it would dry when you hang it up much faster. And these machines would be used so much, they would break one after another. They kept buying one and then have to get a new one. The opposite of centrifugal force is centripetal force. It's a force that pulls in. And I would say that is what Krishna is doing with his pastimes, with the help, of course, of his Yoga Maya, which is who has helped him with this sweet pastime with Mother Yashoda. So all of this mischief is not over. It's going to get worse before it gets better. I mean, it's going to get better before it gets worse. Anyway, it's going to get something. It'll get more intense.
Gurudev, can I ask something, or can I share something?
Yes.
This is Kaveri. Hare Krishna.
Yes. Hare Krishna, Kaveri.
This pastime, I always remember this pastime when I come across to something in the scriptures I can't fully grasp or understand, which is often sometimes. So when I don't understand something I'm reading and I try to get an explanation, of course, but like immediately I just remember this pastime, like, well, this happened to Mother Yashoda once. She came across to some perplexed aspect of the Lord and she resumed to what she was doing. So I always think, okay, I'll try to find the answer, but now I just have to keep going.
Yes. And it's all right to be perplexed sometimes. If even Mother Yashoda can be perplexed, then maybe it's okay to also be perplexed in my small way, right?
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. I also think I might scream if I see that myself.
Say again?
I also feel that I might scream I might scream if I see all that all together
scream.
at once.
Yes. Hare Krishna. Okay, well, I think we will end there. Let me, while I see, I see Prema Sarovara and Gaura-Nataraj. And Hare Krishna, maybe next week we can ask you to speak something. Possible? To speak now, you would have to turn on your microphone, but I see you nodding, so that's all right.
Okay, yes, Hare Krishna, dear Guru Maharaj. Now we have our microphone.
Yes.
Well, we wish talk about Guru Maharaj.
Maybe you can talk about book production. You have, yes, you can tell something about our present book project.
Yes, Guru Maharaj.
Project.
Book 书的那个内容 project. Project. Okay, okay, Guru Maharaj.
Our Gita book.
Yes, the Gita book, and you could show the cover. You can show the new cover next time.
Okay.
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 Okay. Next time.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Good.
Okay, so thank you all very much. Have a nice, have a good week. Have a safe week. Chant and be happy. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Gaur Premanande Haribo.
Guru Maharaj ki jai.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.